right, good morning once again. I'm glad to be back, and I'm very sure that this program is meeting you well. Welcome to another very beautiful edition of your program on TV. This is Crossfire. My name is Dapo Banjo, and I have with me on the show, as usual, Benga Borowa. Benga, how are you today?
Dapo, good morning. Nice to see you.
How was the night?
You're looking very prepared for me. I see you've gone to.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. I prepped very well for my show, and I want to believe you've done the same.
As usual.
Because I feel the energy every time I come into the studio that you are well prepared and you just want to
ready to go.
And so all of that. All right, we want to say a very big welcome to you once again. This edition of the program promised to bring you insight into a couple of issues that are predominantly occupying the electoral process of the country, Nigeria. 2015 February will witness a very big change in the history of the country as we all decide and elect people into electoral offices. And that's why this morning on your show, we will be going through a couple of stories that are making headlines, but major topic for today is 2015 presidency. PDP challenges APC to debate on the national issues. Do presidential debate really count? That is a big question in the heart of Nigerians. During presidential elections in the developed countries like the United States, it has become customary for the main candidates, almost always the candidates of the two largest parties, to engage in a debate. The topic discussed in the debates are often the most controversial issues of the time, and arguably, elections have been nearly decided by these debates, e.g. Nixon versus Kennedy. Candidates' debates are not constitutionally mandated, but it is now considered a de facto election process. The debates are targeted mainly at undecided voters, those who tend not to be partial to any political ideology or party. Presidential debates are held late in the election cycle after the political parties have nominated their candidates. The candidates meet in a large hall before an audience of citizens. The formats of the debate are varied, with questions sometimes posed from one or more journalists, moderators, and in other cases, members of the audience. Debates are broadcast live on television and on radio. Recently, the PDP National Publicity Secretary, Olisa Metu, said the sole presidential candidate, Dr. Goodluck Jonathan, was prepared for issue-based debate with whoever emerged as APC presidential candidate or any other party, as the case may be. We have a very good product, he said, sell to Nigerians. Jonathan will win the 2015 presidential poll based on his popularity. We are today sending notice to the opposition party, the APC, to expect a crushing defeat at the poll in the view of the confidence, the preparedness, and the popularity of our candidate. We declare and urge the APC to honor this invitation and present Buhari and Oshibajo as joint presidential candidate with their collective credentials and followership to face President Goodluck Abele Azikiwe Jonathan.
Nice. So,
very interesting. Very interesting. I mean, do you really think that presidential debate count during electoral process? I mean, electioneering process like we're experiencing in Nigeria?
It's superb. It's important. I can't stress how important presidential debates are. It gives the Nigerians, the average Nigerian, an opportunity to access these candidates and tell. And Dapo, you would agree with me that we've been hearing
never had to agree with you.
Jingles.
So I don't know what you're talking about.
We've not really had campaign-based issues. What we've seen so far, especially from the PDP, is personality attacks, certificate this, certificate that. They're not talking about their records. They're not talking about what they're going to do, policies, formulation, and all
I'm
of
going
that.
to have you. So I'm going to have to let you.
Debates are very important,
Yes.
and I hope the president shows up this time, because in 2011 he didn't show up for the debate.
He didn't show up.
Yeah, he didn't show up.
Anyway, we'll be discussing that in details as we go on in the program. But this morning, before we go into the main topic for today, we are going to be taking you through a journey. We're going to be taking stories that are making headlines, and we have a couple of them to share with you this morning. Now, let's look at the removal of illegal posters. Will continue. That was what Lassa,
yes,
the Lagos State
agree
said.
with
They want to remove all posters.
The Lagos State Signage Agency. I really don't understand the sort of things that happen in this country. There's an agency that is meant to keep us sane, to make sure that the environment is not defaced. Why would you, in the name of elections, allow posters to be pasted everywhere? And the Commissioner of Police is saying he's going to arrest Lassa
posters,
officials.
handbills, posters, handbills, and billboards. Let's go that way.
There's a way to go about it.
I even want to find out how effective are these tools during, election
advertising
processes.
is important. People, it's perception. It's all about perception and delivering visibility, delivering your message to the people.
But I think the deface is causing to Lagos is enormous. Because we have a lot of candidates and all of them want to put posters.
Exactly, and it's going to be a mess. So I wonder why the police. I don't understand the logic behind the police saying they shouldn't remove those posters.
I don't see any reason. I concur with you very seriously, on that. And I believe that, a very strong message was sent yesterday by the MD of Lassa, saying it to the public that, see, this is a responsibility that this team has been saddled with, and they will carry it out to the, with the whole of their energy.
You knew how Lagos was before, and they've added a lot of sanity to the environment.
I appreciate the setting up of this board, and I think Lagosians should support these activities. Another one is reject use of soldiers for polls. This is something that will be coming up as a major story as we, progress and we go very close to the elections. Really and truly, what do you think the effectiveness of introducing the soldiers into participating or helping to provide security during electoral, polls?
The first time they called it militarization of the polls, it happened in Osun and Ekiti.
Yeah.
But let's be pragmatic. Let's look at the results. It was the elections were certified free and fair, and they did their job. They were non-partisan.
The soldiers been there.
They were non-partisan.
It was effective.
It was effective.
Okay.
They did what they were meant to do. But however, this is a different situation. It's the presidential aspirants. Are they going to remain that way? What reasons do you have for introducing soldiers? We understand that we're grossly under-policed, and you have to remember the mood of the nation. So.
So will that now call for, since we want to have a national, if for a state election they deploy the soldiers, if we want to have a national election like with the type we want to have in February, then we should talk to the Air Force and the Navy to join forces with the soldiers.
Security, the NSCDC.
Anyway, I know that the Air Force have been in one way or the other getting involved in electioneering processes.
As long as they
fly,
remain non-partisan.
electoral materials, into regions that are having delays. And I know that the naval, the Navy to use water to help move electoral materials,
as long as they remain non-partisan, then there shouldn't be. As long
they are military guys.
The peace should be maintained, because that's the most important reason why they're there.
It's all right. So we're just saying that, anybody, all our viewers and anybody who feels like you want to contribute sometimes to some of the stories that are making headlines that we have raised, you are free to raise it when eventually you call into the program. As usual, you will see all our social media details being scrolled on the screen, and the number that you can call into the studio to be a part of the show will be scrolled on the screen. And when we open the phone lines, you can begin to call in and make your own contribution to the show. Let's take this last one, Benga.
Okay.
He said, I will expose failures of ex-head of states. Jonathan said yesterday.
What failures? He should start by exposing his own failure in the past 6 years. Have we progressed as a nation?
He met these failures on the ground.
He didn't meet any failure.
Who told you that?
Let's look at the figures don't lie. The numbers don't lie. You need to check the facts.
See, I really don't want us to start bantering and start arguing over stories that are making headlines.
Facts.
I expect you to be objective.
I am being objective.
Okay.
Just look at all the parameters. Look at the economy. Look at how much the debt profile Obasanjo left, how much he left as our foreign reserve.
And you're sure the debt profile we're talking about is not a facade?
Look at it now.
It is actually on paper.
The facts. This government has squandered all the money former President Obasanjo left, and there's
and
little
you don't
to show
think
for
that
it.
those monies are
And the
actually have
reason
been
why
shot
we're in
into
this,
some things that will begin to reap the dividend as we
the
go
excess
on.
crude oil account that is meant to, that we're meant to save for rainy days, for better days, to plan for the future, we keep withdrawing from it. And I mean, it just tells you that the economy is in dire situation. And
all right. I mean, for me, Benga, we have a very, very important topic to discuss today. And I know, because I can see a lot of points, you know, that you have, you know, really outlined to tackle, to tackle me with on the show. We're going to go on a short break. And when we come back, we'll be facing squarely the topic for today. And the topic for today is 2015 presidency. PDP challenges APC to a debate on national issues. And we are going to be answering these questions in the heart that we believe is in the heart of Nigerians. Do presidential debate really count? Do presidential debate really count? And then when we come back from the break, we'll be looking at this issue, we'll be dissecting it, debating it. It's a topical issue, and we believe very strongly that Nigerians will benefit very immensely from it. Do stay tuned. right, we are back. This is Crossfire, and we introduced the topic that we will be dealing with today, and I'm sure the Nigerians are very interested in knowing whether or not presidential debates and campaign, let's put it together, both the campaign and the debate. But we'll be focusing on, the regular, modern form of debates that, presidential candidates are subjected to.
And we've had a couple in the past. I mean,
yes.
One of the biggest debates, presidential debates that people still talk about today is 1993 between the late MK Abiola and Bashir Tofa. And the importance of debates is that it allows the people to access their candidates and to know what they have, their content. Something interesting happened during that debate. The moderator asked both candidates for the price of petrol, the pump price of petrol, and Bashir Tofa didn't know. So Nigerians had the opportunity to know the candidate that was disconnected from the people. So it's very, very important.
But Bengas, really and truly, I mean, since you are coming calm this morning, I mean, let me just
I'm waiting for you to.
No, let me just go calm with you. Because seriously, I disagree totally.
You have no points.
No, I disagree totally. I am not fully, let me put it that way, conservatively, I'm not fully in support of presidential debate.
Why
I mean,
would you say so?
It's good to just take that position and
you
let
prefer rallies and dancing when people like the band come and then distract the people, you share rights. You want this stomach infrastructure type politics.
No, not particularly.
Cash and carry politics.
No.
Look, it's progressives want debate.
Okay.
Intellects want debate.
Yes. Who wants debate? Who wants it?
Intellects, progressives, Nigerians.
The grassroots.
What
do they know about debate?
They know. They want to know what their candidates have to offer them. They want to know if the price of Gary is going to go up.
Somebody that does not have electricity.
What plans? Whose fault is it that they don't have electricity? Is it not because of the PDP? Is it not because of the PDP government?
Why are you now? The PDP government is responsible for television not being in people's homes.
For not providing power. And for not creating the enabling environment for people to generate wealth and move themselves and improve themselves economically. This is a fact, Dapo. This is a fact. Why would you say, what is the alternative?
Look,
Olisa makes a statement.
Yes,
you read it earlier.
Yeah.
Okay, challenges the APC candidates to debate.
Yeah.
Talk is very
PDP
cheap.
said that.
Talk is
APC
cheap.
didn't say that. Since the 14th of December that PDP said it, APC has not responded. How do you mean? Let me tell you something.
It's one thing to say it, it's another thing
I'm surprised that you are sounding this way. Do you know why? Do you know why I'm surprised? I think that Nigerians generally believe...
Of course, the APC is up anytime.
I believe that Nigerians generally believe... Hold on now.
Vice presidential candidates
I believe that Nigerians generally believe that President Goodluck Jonathan is not eloquent.
Of the day.
I believe that...
Anytime. So why didn't he show up?
Who?
For President Jonathan. Why didn't he show up in 2011?
This is 2015, for God's sake. I mean, forget about 2011.
Okay.
He's a changed man. As at that time, it was new. For me, it was very new in the presidential race. That was his first time. Don't forget that.
He's been vice president.
Of course.
He was acting president for 2 years.
But he did
so what else?
He didn't participate in any debate.
Because he had nothing to say. He had nothing to offer.
That is not the truth. Listen to me, Benga. Listen to me, Benga.
We've seen the track record now.
There is a bias.
This debate, I wonder what records is going to go there to debate.
How?
So Olisamechi is probably putting his principal in trouble.
You let them...
I'm sure he was overzealous when he made that
Let there be a debate first. Let there be a debate first.
Let's hope the debate
Let them
happens.
come on the national television, on the national radio platform.
We debate here every day, and I trash you. Because the PDP has nothing to offer. So I wonder what they're going to go and debate at the national level.
On this show, you trash me.
Yes.
Yesterday, we had 6 calls, and all calls were for me, were in support of my position.
You don't judge by, by the number of
let's
votes.
bring forth our strong points. Let's bring forth our strong points. My belief is that generally Nigerians are of the opinion that President Goodluck Jonathan is not eloquent and is not giving to more speeches. Now, I would have expected that the platform or the group to have called for a national debate would have been APC. Now, PDP since December 14, since December 14, they've not responded.
To do with the debate.
If they have a candidate who can debate and they have a good manifesto
you want them to go
present
to
to Nigerians,
and then they will have prepared questions for the PDP candidates in advance.
Let me tell you some of the problems.
Just the way the presidential media chats go, they just laugh and ask small questions.
Let me tell you some
and all of that.
Let me tell you some of the problems that I see, that I foresee, or that I know. Hold on now. I was talking now, big guy. I mean, now I'm saying that despite its benefits, sometimes academics and commentators alike have criticized presidential debates, especially for how they are being covered by national media. Now, there's a need for you. You are a journalist. I am a journalist. Hold on now. You are a journalist. How we present issues, to the populace, or how we send information out to people, it matters a great deal. Most of the times, the people are always misinformed.
How are they misinformed? How are they misinformed? Do they put words in the mouths of the candidate? If they ask you a question, answer the question.
Let me tell, okay.
Answer the question in a debate.
Let's put it in perspective.
Answer the question in a debate. How do you know that they have questions. It's easy to go to organize rallies and campaigns and distract people with stomach infrastructure and all of that.
I'm talking about debates
are very important because
they have been asked questions, but let me tell you something.
I will do this that is important. It's how would you do it?
Let me say this to you.
And debates give the opportunity, the platform for you to do it.
Do you know?
That is why the PDP candidates keep running away from debates.
Do you know that the questions to be asked, even if it were prepared before time, it is still a function of how the commentator or the moderator puts the question across.
But the most important,
so most of the time, the time allotted, always, all the time, it's between 30 seconds and 2 minutes. Always between 30 seconds and 2 minutes. And that is not enough time for you to be able to know, or for a candidate to be able to...
So therefore, it's not important.
It's not important because you will never have enough time to be able to explain your point.
I'll tell you why it's important. You are bound by time. Politicians need to be careful about the statements they make. Here is President Jonathan's speech. February 2011. He said, if I'm voted into power for the next 4 years, the issue of power will become a thing of the past. 4 years is enough for anyone in power to make significant improvement. And if I can't improve on power within this period, then it means I cannot do anything if I'm there for the next 4 years. Was that statement made in a debate? This is
this statement made in a debate, Benga?
In 2011.
Was this statement made in a debate?
It was made in a debate or not.
Excuse me, Benga, it's a different thing to have a debate.
They need to be held accountable to their statements.
Having a debate and reading out your manifesto or your agenda when you are in power, there are two different ball games.
It's coming from the same horse. It's coming from the horse's mouth.
See, let me tell you something.
So
when
how
you
do you
come
hold
in a debate, let me tell you something. In a debate, you bring forth your strong points. Is that not what debate is all about? You are either for or against a particular thing. The same question is being thrown at both candidates. Do you understand? And then how they are going to deliver it. Let me tell you something. Debate suffers from a lot of compression. How do I mean? Compression in the sense that when questions are being asked, around these candidates, they give them a time to answer. And in the process, you will agree with me that candidates are expected to answer questions and not more than a dozen of time. They've tried. Let me tell you something. It's not about
articulate. You can deliver. Of course, you answer the questions in it. Don't we all do it?
You need to spell it out.
At one point
for the grassroots. That's why you are saying. Let me tell you something.
You just keep using the excuse of the grassroots.
No.
Let's talk about the issues they will debate. How do you expect to grow the economy? What are you going to do about the crude oil theft?
Are you asking me?
Do you need all the time in the world?
Are you asking me?
Those are the kind of questions.
Let me tell you something.
They're not going there to present a good
presidential candidate
to say? They are not going there to present a PhD thesis.
Don't worry, we will tackle it. Is that what you want him to say?
That is what they do at campaigns, and that is what you like.
He will explain how he's going to do it
support debates
by step.
Yes, do you need the whole time in this world to do that?
How many hours do you want? Okay, give me an idea of a time that if you were to organize, if you were to organize a presidential campaign, how many hours will you allot for one?
5 minutes on a question.
5 minutes on a question per candidate.
Yes.
Per candidate.
How many candidates do we have? There are 11 of them, and not all of them are front runners. We all know the front runners are General Buhari and President Goodluck.
So you want us to have a whole day or like 1 week of presidential debate?
No, just
I don't understand how you
want two of them. They could have a debate.
Are you asking only one question? Are you asking only one question? Are you going to ask only one question?
They could have a
55 minutes for 11 questions. I mean, if you multiply
55 minutes.
No, for 11 candidates, that's 55 minutes. In 1 hour, they're just answering one question.
Must they be 11 candidates?
Why not? If it's going to be a presidential debate, All the presidential candidates are supposed to be
How do
present.
we accept their competency? How do we question them if
you can tell me
if we don't debate?
Give me the advantages you have for a presidential debate to be conducted.
Look,
I will listen to you.
I'll tell you something.
Okay, yeah.
It's an opportunity for Nigerians to judge and to know their presidential candidates
It is
better.
not given to Nigerians to judge.
Up and
Judge
close,
what?
because they see them.
Judge
and
what?
in different countries, even in Nigeria,
Yeah,
presidential
you're
elections.
not meant to judge. That is a candidate. A party has presented their person.
They could make and mark
Judge who?
candidate.
Their
so
judgment
they know
does not
that
even
this
count.
person is just, he just has fine posters and campaign jingles.
Yeah.
He actually has nothing upstairs.
Okay.
And then they say, look, if I vote for this man, his policies are sound, he's so articulate, if he gets there,
Let me ask you this question,
he's going to do this.
Have you ever felt bad that you were not given enough time to explain something and they blamed you for it?
I've never felt bad because I would make my point in the allotted time, like we do here every day.
You are never objective.
Every day.
I don't know why you are so
objective.
mad in nature. I'm serious.
That's your name.
You're always dodging. You're always dodging.
That's your name.
Every time.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah?
There was in 1983.
Okay.
There was a governor of Kano.
Yeah.
His name was Balkanzo.
Balkanzo.
And they asked him, what minerals do you have in
Fanta.
your state? He said, we have Fanta, Coca-Cola. So if it wasn't asked that kind of question, how would people know the kind of leaders they have? So that's the importance of debate.
Okay,
President Goodluck Jonathan.
Yeah.
He was in a security summit in France the other day with Francois Hollande and I think the president of Cameroon. And a journalist asked him, Mr. President, how do you intend to secure the lives of girls in these areas? Do you know what the president said? He said, we're going to build walls. He said, we're going to build walls. I was shocked. I had the same reaction you had.
Yes.
So
now, let me say this.
Are you going to build the great walls of China?
No, I believe very strongly that the president didn't understand. He did not understand that
You're
question.
making excuses for the
That's not an excuse.
And
he did not understand. I read that. He did not understand that question. That question wasn't clear. That question wasn't clear.
Excuses for incompetence.
I've given you room. You have made two valid points. Let me make two valid points. Okay? Through the question and answer format, with the moderator keeping strict track of time, it encourages candidates to avoid directly engaging with and responding to one another. Most times, debates are controlled by moderators.
Yes.
You don't give room to candidates to actually banter, to crossfire. And most of the time, let me tell you something. Eloquence, most of the time, is my first point. Ability to be able to speak English does not mean the person is going to deliver.
You are not just saying words.
I'm telling you, it does not mean the person is going to deliver.
It's on record. It's on record. If you say, look,
listen,
I'm going to improve
Ghana, I allow you to make your point.
It's on
if
record.
What Nigerians are waiting for is for Buhari to come to the national television and use his Hausa accent to speak English and tell people what he's going to do, it will not at any point in time change the history of this country.
It will, because we need to know the blueprint.
Do you know
all we've been hearing is
which blueprint are you talking about?
We need to know the blueprint, the program of this candidate. All what we've been hearing is
I prefer them to reel out
what do you
their manifestos.
What's the alternative?
Let them reel out their manifestos.
Dominated political scene, cash and carry politics.
I love
cash
stomach
and carry
infrastructure.
politics.
I don't know what you're talking about, cash and carry.
Because that's what they're doing. They're distracting the people
but
who
today,
take this money and that. Let them sit
Let me
on
ask you
the
this
stage
sincere question. You said you're objective, right?
Let them debate.
Do you say you're objective?
I am very objective.
Will you agree with this statement as I make it? Is money important in Nigerian politics?
It's
yes
important in all politics in the world,
okay,
but not the way we're going about it. Money
how?
in Nigeria is used to induce voters.
No.
Money in other parts of the country, other parts of the world is spent on advertising.
Who told you this is not happening in the US? Who told you this is not happening in the US?
Not giving money to individuals to buy their votes. And that is what the PDP knows how to do, the PDP money bags.
My God.
And they're out there because they know they have no records to defend. Talk about electricity. Let's talk about security. Let's talk about the economy.
Can you be real for once?
Debate.
Can you be real for once?
On behalf of your principal or the people you're
That's
defending.
what I'm saying. Let me tell you something.
Answer my question.
Yeah, I want to answer your question. I am against a public debate. I am against any platform, bringing presidential candidates together.
What alternatives do we have?
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that you should give them opportunity on this same platform to reel out
they
their
just come
manifestos.
and read some
their
really nice
manifestos.
things. that they don't believe in.
How different is it? I can lie on the national television. I can tell you what I would do. Are you not aware that at
people
a point in
will
time,
ask questions? It's not the difference. The difference between reading your points out and reading out what you're going to do is that you will just read it and go. Debates, people would ask you questions. How? The how question is a difficult one.
But let me tell you the problem with that. Do you know the problem with that?
Oil reserves, with crude oil theft, how are you going to grow the economy? What plans do you have?
Let me tell you something.
Nigerians are not docile anymore. They're educated, and we need. It's about time they ask the right questions.
Let me tell you something.
From our political candidates.
Do you know? Have you ever faced a scenario where somebody has been evaluated on face value?
Meaning?
On face value. Maybe somebody looks better. Maybe somebody talks better.
And then content is zero.
And content is zero.
Yeah, but
so there's every possibility.
It's not a Mr. Universe concept.
Jonathan has been in government.
Mr. Universe. They are judging them by their competence. They will use their intellect. They will ask them questions. It's not a beauty contest.
I don't see anything. It is often assumed that a candidate who can debate effectively also will be able to govern effectively, and it's a lie.
Yes,
it's a lie. It is a lie. It is a lie. How would you? How would you believe that?
How would you believe that, Benga? Look at President Obama, for example. Didn't you watch his debate with
McCain? We have a call.
Why did he win?
Okay, Rukawe is calling us from Akwa Ibom. Rukawe, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, how are you today?
I'm fine, I'm good.
All right, great. Go ahead and make your contribution, please.
Let me say something. What I'm about to say is that the guy in a tie has won already. So please stop defending. Yeah, he has. Because openly, you have to come out and tell the people what you want to do. You don't sit down in the house and do a money bag debate, like he said. You have to come out. Make the people know. You don't sit down in the house and know how much they sell Gary. You don't sit down in the house and know how much they sell fuel. So you have to come out and let people know your intention, what you're going to do, how you're going to change it.
Okay.
Please, stop defending these people. Let them be open up.
Okay.
That's all I have to say.
All right, thank you,
God bless you for that.
Thank you,
stop defending them. How do you need to ask these people questions?
Okay, yes. Now, I believe, you know, like I said earlier on, Benga, and I need you and I to put,
this in perspective. I believe we have a call.
Now, okay.
Princess from Ilorin, good morning.
Hello, Princess.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, Princess, morning.
Therefore, it's like you are not tired of all we are going through in Nigeria. We need change.
Okay.
We need to test other people's ability.
And the change is going to come via a debate?
Yes, they'll test a simple question. They'll ask them the right questions.
And the debate is going to be the platform for us to know that a solution is coming.
Now we've seen what Goodluck Jonathan can offer. Let's see what other people can do too. You know, the Yoruba adage says the empty barrel makes the loudest noise.
Exactly. And that is why I am against a debate. I am against the debate because they will make noise.
It's the campaigns that make noise.
Princess, they will come and make noise.
Dance at campaigns.
We are tired of campaigns here and there.
Things that they cannot do.
We need to see what they can do. We need people to put themselves, to commit themselves on paperwork so that will live for them.
That will come via a manifesto, not a debate, Princess. It will come via a manifesto, not a debate.
Let Princess talk, Dapo, please.
We are tired of manifestos. All these are lies. They will tell people lies. People in the grassroots will not be able to know what they have for them.
And print bogus figures of achievement. I mean, in 2000...
We should let them put what they have into written. So that they will be able to read it against them.
That is the manifesto. That means you support the manifesto and not a debate, Princess.
Don't put words in her mouth.
No, that's what Princess is saying. I'm just trying to defend what Princess is saying.
Princess.
Let them put it on paper in a manifesto, not a national debate. Put it on paper
and say, look, okay, talking about paper. And this administration is very good at putting things in the paper and blowing up their achievements. You talk about agricultural revolution. Since they say transformation agenda, agricultural revolution. Let's look at it. Since they started this agricultural revolution.
Let them bring a lot of farmers who have enjoyed during this regime.
As the price of Gary reduced, as the price of rice reduced.
Has it gone up?
It's been going up. It's been going up steadily. It's been going up. If you do a comparative analysis, so what transformation?
It's caused by the present government, right?
So what kind of transformation is it if it does not result in food on the table for the common man? You talk about transformation in the rail sector.
Yeah.
Look, this is 2015. Lagos to Ibadan. The locomotives.
We're not talking about achievement of
three hours.
You are just ripping up sentiments from Nigeria. We are not debating achievement of the present government. We are talking about subjecting them to a debate.
Yes, and that is what they write.
Let them be subjected to a debate.
That is what they will write in their manifestos. That is what they will write as achievement.
Okay.
3 hours. 3 hours.
Yeah.
We're talking of in an era where, look, they signed a $20 billion contract to develop our railway. It's going to be ready in 20 years. And in 20 years, if it is eventually ready, those trains will move at 100 kilometers per hour.
Things that are written, do they lie?
Japan today, they're using magnetic levitation trains. They're moving at 500 kilometers per hour. We need to keep up with global best practices.
What has been written down? Can it lie?
Back to the Stone Age. We need change.
Ibrahim is calling from Kogi. Ibrahim, how are you today?
Hello, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Dako.
Yes, boss.
Good to you, sir.
Good morning.
Yeah, Genga, good morning.
Good morning.
Hope I'm loud and clear.
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
As usual, naturally, Benga is my man. Dakpo, I also like your eloquence, and I commend the program, and I commend the objectivity and the issues being raised.
Thank you.
Now, onto the issue on ground.
Yes.
Dakpo, I have a question.
Okay.
If you are to hire an accountant for your firm,
yes,
are you just going to read the CV alone and don't hear from that accountant what he has to offer your firm and ask that particular accountant questions as to how he or she is going to grow your firm for you?
Okay, objectively answering your question, I will subject the person to an interview, yes.
Yeah, of course. Naturally, that's okay for me. Then let me make a point on the issue of the presidential debate.
Okay.
Both of us, or both of you seems to be on the same page. Obviously, the only thing we are disagreeing on is the format with which we can,
No, Dapo doesn't want debates. He prefers
No, let's hear Dapo. Dapo also has a point. Now, I am in support of a debate anyway. But the issue of 30 seconds, 2 minutes, at times, it boils down to the matter of eloquence and sweetness on the part of the speaker. And we all know that being able to talk sometimes naturally does not translate into,
effectiveness.
Good governance and all that. But Dapo, I was making a point.
Okay.
Debate so far so good.
Yes.
In any growing democracy, it's expected of us to take debate seriously.
Okay.
But because of the large voter illiteracy on the part of Nigerians, people don't even watch debates in the first place. But we had a good thing in 2011 when many people I spoke to then voted for Shekarau then because they thought he was very, very good in terms of eloquence and all that. Yes. And the president, who even didn't attend the debate, won the debate. It tells you that so far, debate hasn't really made much impact on how we vote in this country. Yes. But with the advent of social media and the popularity it has become, it has taken so far, we are seeing where people are demanding for issue-based arguments.
Issue-based arguments.
Mind you, APC also made a statement on this. I mean, I was listening to Amici on one of the TV stations. He said, we want a situation whereby we can both sit down and look at issues. Oshibanjo has been going street to street in Lagos, making issues to the public. I think the major contenders, General Muhammadu Buhari and Goodluck Jonathan, should be given an opportunity to come out with a clear statement.
Okay.
It will surprise you. It will surprise you that may be the game changer for the two candidates.
I mean, maybe they should come on Crossfire and Crossfire. It would be a good idea.
We're thinking if we can bring them on Crossfire, they should come on Crossfire. We leave the two of them in the studio.
Honestly. And lastly, I have a final point to make.
All right. Yes.
Dinga, I have a final point to make.
Okay.
Yes. I would like to see Crossfire taking the bull by the horn.
Okay.
That is Cool TV, I mean.
Yes.
We may not have access to the presidential candidates for now, but there are so many teaming supporters of these individuals. outside the politicians who are being paid to come and speak for them.
Yeah.
I want to throw it open to you guys to look at it. Your producer can also look at it. The audience are watching. We can also have people, all walks of life, ordinary citizens who have nothing to gain financially are called upon to come and defend their candidate, just like the both of you are defending Jonathan and Buhari. So come up and see and hear what Jonathan has. Hello?
Yeah, we're listening to you.
Yeah, Jonathan has done well. Buhari is coming to definitely Buhari will do better, but let us hear it. If Buhari is going to disappoint me in a place where we have issue-based campaign or debate, I think I may not necessarily vote for him.
Okay, thank you very much,
All
Ibrahim.
right, thank you very much, Ibrahim. Thank you. We say very big thank you.
I do agree with this point.
I agree with this point too, because Ibrahim is a balanced guy. Ibrahim is a balanced guy. He has listened to both of us and he's been able to pick up points, that is creating a form of a balance. But what I am saying, we have Usman calling us from Warri. Usman, are you there? Hello, Usman.
Hello?
Hello, Usman.
Okay, we lost the call.
Now,
yes.
So what I'm saying, Benga, in essence, I'm saying that it is essential for Nigerians to know that talk is cheap. And that it is not because they are coming to the national platform
to your talk.
It is
talk
not.
Cheap.
It is not
you
always
can't just
like that.
You're addressing millions of Nigerians.
In a very short time, Nigerians will forget everything they have said.
Do you know people get impeached in other crimes because of statements, because of perjury, because of lying under oath?
Almost all of them have lied. So don't put it on one particular person.
No, I'm just saying abroad. So in other crimes, it's a serious offense. It's a serious offense.
Oh, yes, I agree. I agree.
It's the job of the media to keep politicians accountable and
now
hold them
the point here is that the media, they are not even balanced. I have a problem.
Yeah, but
seriously, the way events are being reported by journalists is even a major concern.
Can make their own judgment. They don't put the
let me
words
tell
in
you
the mouth
something.
of
If journalists are not partisans,
they don't.
If journalists are neutral people, if they are objective people, and they report things the way they are. But here you have a journalist who is a PDP advocate. You have a journalist who is an APC person. Yusuf is calling us from Zamfara. Yusuf, good morning.
Morning, Yusuf.
Hello, Yusuf.
Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Hello, am I on?
Yes, you are on, Yusuf.
All right, good morning all.
Welcome.
Yeah, I'm calling from Zamfara, and I want to make some contributions to your discussion.
Go ahead, Yusuf, make your point.
As for the man with the blue.
Name is Benga.
Is that Dagbo?
Yeah, if this is me, yes.
And then Benga should be the other guy. Is that
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Let's look at the issues.
Okay.
In clear terms.
Okay.
In 2010, when Jonathan assumed office,
yes,
most of his campaign promises are issue-based in 2010.
Yes.
Apart from the slogan where he says, "I had no shoes." But we now clearly know that he has a lot of shoes.
So I wonder what he'll use now.
But the truth is, the debate should hold so that Nigerians can ask him, questions as regard to those promises he made. Like he said, if I cannot put power to its maximum and then meet Nigerians' needs, I have no business being there after 4 years. He mentioned that.
He's made that statement.
He also talked about the issues of education. In fact, in this dispensation, Jonathan's administration experienced the longest strike as far as universities and polytechnics are concerned, and even colleges of education. So we should be able to ask him after 6 years on the saddle.
And let's hope the platform is credible. You have courageous,
and then secondly, as for Buhari's aspect,
yes,
we'll also take him to tax for the 1 year plus that he spent on power. So that we ask him, what did he do?
What did he do?
Those things that history recorded. Yes. Which ones are his downfalls? And what does he expect to do differently from what he has done
when he comes back? Thank you. God bless you, Yusuf.
Thank you very much.
These are my contributions.
I do agree with him. And the platform is important. The platform for this debate is important. They shouldn't be partisan. It should be young, courageous journalists that would ask uncompromising questions.
Which platform will you suggest?
This platform. young, courageous journalists like
people
me,
who are going to be very
like
truthful
me, of international,
and very sharp about the
repute.
Anyway, I know that, I know that it is essential, for each and every Nigerian to understand, the perspective of the topics that we treat on the show. And for me, I think, the beauty of it is to create a balance and to ensure that we give a platform. And you see, talking about platform, I expect that we will not have corrupt politicians who are going to be stage managed to come and ask questions and play, into their hands. People who can corner them, people who can strategically, ask questions in between questions and make these people really,
So you finally agree with me, Dapo, that
I'm saying that if that is the platform we're going to have, then a debate is fine. But if
there are
that
conditions,
is, but the
there
point,
are conditions
that
for
was
having
what
a
Ibrahim
debate.
said, part of what Yusuf said too.
Yeah,
if the platform is going to be,
that
I didn't agree with you. Don't get me wrong. I'm simply saying,
if you're going to have a debate, it means
that is
you
in an
support
ideal
the motion
situation. In
that
an
we
ideal
have a
situation.
debate.
In an ideal
So what
situation.
is stopping us from having the ideal situation?
The Nigerian factor will never make us have an ideal situation.
And let's manage it like that. They should just come out.
Let me tell you,
and let us
the
debate.
current moderator focus format. Do you know what we use today?
Debate.
Do you know what we use today? We call it the moderator focus format. Discourages candidates from engaging each other meaningfully, and instead it allows them to focus their answers on the moderator. Thus, modern debates are most,
Dapo,
they are joint.
You're a tax-paying, law-abiding citizen of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Correct. Yes.
You have your PVC.
What does that got to do with
you
the
have
debate?
your PVC. You're going to vote.
What does that got to do with
How
debate?
do you?
Yeah.
I'm sure there are questions you want to ask your candidates.
Oh, yeah?
How do you get your questions across to them?
Most of the time, we don't have an opportunity to ask them. How many Americans have an opportunity to ask Barack Obama questions? Excuse me.
You can send questions
How
in
many
advance.
Americans have an opportunity to ask Barack Obama?
They do. When they debate, they send questions in advance. You can send questions in advance.
And so all the questions will be taken.
And the moderator might ask
all
a question.
The questions will be taken.
Moderators would definitely ask questions.
You see, these are some issues I have with you.
That Nigerians want to know.
These are some questions, some issues I have with you. Anyway, as usual, time just flies.
I'm sure you are going to be at the campaign rally.
All right,
after the show.
I heard you. Time flies on the show. And for me, we've had another beautiful, beautiful, beautiful time with our listeners. And we have had a nice time in the studio too. We brought about a topic that I know that Nigerians will be interested in knowing exactly how it should be done and what should be done and when it should be done. And we want to say a very big thank you for all the people who call into the show today. Thanks so much. We appreciate you. And we want to say that all the time, help lower the volume of your TV set when you call into the show so that we can listen and hear ourselves out. And we want to say a very big thank you to everyone who has been a part of this show, the producer, the assistant producer, the cameraman, the lightsman, and we want to say thank you for making this episode a very wonderful one again. See you tomorrow morning.